Hi all, I'm Diana Douglas with Sampson Properties in Bowie, Maryland, and Rady's Agent Realty in California. If you don't already know, by now there will be new news, new rules, new laws regarding the buyer agent commissions, or another term, our compensation. For decades, the buyer agent representing the buyer would get paid by the seller out of their net of the sale of the house. Now that has been rumored, is that the now what has been rumored is that the seller isn't paying that anymore. Therefore, the house price would go down and be more affordable for the buyer. But that's not exactly how it works. To educate you on the price of the house, it has and is determined by the market value. The appraisal value and the market value go hand in hand. What comes first? So it's like a trend, or who says what is what. At the end of the day, the market, which is the public, sets the tone for the market value, and the commission compensation does not raise the price of the home. The buyer agent fee is a percentage out of the sale of the home, and that is and always has been negotiable with the seller and the seller's agent, or we say listing agent. So there's probably more questions in that too, but I will talk about that another time. Now, the new difference is the agreement made between the seller and the seller's agent. Listing agent cannot be spelled out in the MLS. The percentage of what the buyer agent receives is not going to be there coming July. Now, this means the buyer agent needs to be well versed in how to write that in the offer to negotiate and ask for it. It cannot be assumed what will be paid to them, if anything at all. Saying that, the buyer cannot also assume to see a house from an agent just because they want to see it. They have to sign a buyer agreement in terms to be determined between the buyers and the buyer agent. Sounds scary, but really isn't that different than going to see a doctor or an attorney. You always sign something. You probably don't even read it what it says. Payment and rights of the participating parties needs to be spelled out. So there needs to be an understanding of who is going to do what for whom. So as a buyer, you would want to have a well planned out conversation with the buyer agent of what they do for you, what's the process of buying a house before signing, and make the time to do that before jumping and requesting to see a home. So husband and wife, partners, whoever is the participating party and the buyer needs to be in that meeting all together. In a nutshell, the big takeaways are: 1, buyer agreements come first. 2, the buyer agent compensation can come in a few ways. The A, buyer pays it. B, you negotiate that the seller pay it. And C, different, the MLS will not be showing any compensation for the buyer agent at all. So more to expound, light bulbs probably flashing of so many questions, and that will be spelled out in the next video. And if you would like to know what that buyer agreement looks like for California residents and for Maryland residents, please reach out to me and I will send you a copy and we can discuss. So click to like, subscribe to my channel, and share with other family and friends.